Okay, guys, fire away for Steve.
Steve, you guys come up with the big win. Was it a tale of two halves? Is that a fair assessment of this game?
Well, yeah, I think so, especially offensively. Defensively a little bit as well. Yeah, it really was. We did some good things, really good things in the first half. We guarded their actions pretty well. On a few occasions when we did break down, they made us pay. But I think once that happened, we kind of figured it out. But yeah, really competed well in the first half. I like what we did on the defensive end. Offensively, we got a stretch there where we got some off-ball screens. I know we've talked about that a lot in the past. Last year, that was when we started playing a little better. We started getting Javon and Keaton coming off pin downs. We liked that, and had a little stretch there where Javon was really, really hot. I was a little concerned that we'd just start watching him, and at one point it just felt like Javon was scoring for us and Young was scoring for them, and that concerned me a little bit. We needed to get some other people involved, and we did, and we popped it open, and it was a good thing because we talked to our guys about, and you can't simulate it. We just can't simulate it in practice. Their ability to kind of suck the life out of you and let the air out of the ball, and that kind of happened at one stretch. All of a sudden, our offense wasn't clicking. We were getting hard shots and not converting. Turned it over a lot more in the second half. And now they're coming down and they're running their stuff and they're turning it and turning it and turning it. So I was proud of our guys for hanging in there. And eventually we got a couple stops, a couple easy buckets, and we're able to grow that lead again.
Steve, was there anything in particular that happened that allowed Charlotte to really cut into the lead in the second half, or any changes that they made that you saw?
They just executed better. They got downhill on us. Their middle ball screens were good in the second. Were better in the second half. Shepard, he's a big, strong guard. He and Young do such a good job of playing with pace. They don't look like they're going very fast. And Young's incredibly shifty. Shepard just uses his body, and he's pretty big. And they just operated in the paint with the dribble too much in the second half. And we were taking hard shots and turnovers. So it was a combination of both things, I think.
Could you feel, and could the guys feel sort of in the atmosphere that the game was getting tight and that they'd have to make some plays late to pull through? Like, what was the mentality in the atmosphere like at that point?
Yeah, for sure. You could feel it. It was concerning. I was debating on whether to use some timeouts there when they cut it. I don't remember exactly what the score was, but it looked like they were getting ready to cut it to 7. Then they were getting ready to cut it to 4, and I didn't feel like we were panicked, and I didn't want to. There's not much flow anyway. You start using timeouts and there's even less flow. But we needed to stop their run. But we had talked about it a lot. We just kept saying, you have to have some aggressiveness and you have to have some patience defensively when you're guarding them. And if you just trust that you can get that kill at some point, then we'll be fine. And that's really exactly what happened. We're going along and they're chipping away, and they got real close, uncomfortably close. Kept their composure in a timeout, and then all of a sudden we came out and got a couple stops. And they had a couple opportunities at the rim that they missed. I think we challenged some. I think they just missed a couple of them. But then we were able to go down and get some easy stuff on the other end.
How important was Keaton's play in that stretch there at the end to really come up with some key baskets and stretch things? What did you see from him late?
Yeah, that was terrific. We had a mismatch that we liked, so we tried to force the switch to get Keaton and Javon, either one. But we went with Keaton there for a couple possessions where we got the switch that we wanted, and then just tried to tell him to get downhill and attack and try to draw a foul or get an easy bucket. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to use his athleticism and his power to go down in there. And that's what we needed in that stretch. We didn't need a contested jumper. We needed to get down in the paint and draw a foul or finish. And he was able to do that. So a couple key possessions. There was three that really stood out in my mind. One where we held it and we really spaced it. And we just snapped it to Keaton and he drove it and finished. And then the other two where we got the mismatch that we liked and he got down in the paint. So those were key buckets.
How about with Javon? Was there anything that sort of happened or changed with him that he got going at such a high level in the first half and then didn't score in the second?
They extended a lot harder. We didn't know for sure if they were going to switch on some of those pin downs or just extend. The first half they extended. We caught him late a couple times. So he was still able to get that little pull up mid-range shot off on several occasions. And those look like hard shots, but for him, they're not. So we felt really good about those in the first half. They just extended a lot further in the second half, and we needed to make them pay with some slips, and we weren't able to do it. So he just had harder shots in the second half.
And now you guys have about 24 hours to get ready for Western Kentucky. What's this period going to be like, or what do you know about them already?
Well, they're good. We're excited. You know, they had a terrific year. We didn't get to play all the teams in the East this year, but we're excited. You know, we've got great respect for them. They're clearly one of the best teams, the best team in the East, I guess. They're the number 1 seed, and we know what Massey will do. We know, and it's not a one-man show. You know, I got some other really, really good players, and it'll take a great effort. But shoot, our guys are fired up. They're excited. We're testing right now, so upstairs, just kind of in the building connected to us, we're doing our COVID testing. Then we'll go back to the hotel, have a meal. We've already got some breakdown tapes, footage. I should call it tape. Footage for our guys to watch tonight. We won't keep them in there a long time. We'll give them the highlights and give them the game plan, and then the coaches will spend quite a bit of time talking tonight. There's only so much you can do. You know, one of the things I'm excited about is that we faced enough really good centers this year that we've had to double the post some. When the season started, we talked about, you know, if we get the chance to play Bassey, we're gonna have to double him. So we've seen some other good big guys, but it's all about giving our guys 2 or 3 keys, let them sleep on it tonight. We'll get up, have a good meal tomorrow. We'll probably go over and walk through again. Very light, very, very light shoot around. We want fresh legs. Go over their favorite plays, their favorite sets, a couple things that we're going to have to do offensively, and get ready to hoop.
Jerry, go ahead and wrap us up.
Yeah, Coach, just wanted to double check. What happened with Javon when he came out for just a few minutes there at the end of the first half, holding his shoulder or something? What happened out there?
Yeah, he ran into a screen. It's a shoulder injury that's bothered him off and on for years, actually. And when he runs right into picks, I think it's almost like a stinger. I think it's incredibly painful for a few minutes, and then and I think it makes him mad and it hurts both. And then when he's able to get over there and just kind of shake it off, I think he's okay. But it's been something that's been bothersome for a long time.
You think that affected his shot in the second half, or?
I didn't think about it at the time, but probably didn't help any. But again, he had hard shots. He got a little sped up a couple times. Just didn't get the same looks that he had in the first half. But yeah, it's a possibility.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. We'll send out the recording.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys.